Hello, hello. You, actually. Yes. You. What's up, Heltrix? What's up, Alexander? Wave emojis all around, man. Hope you guys are doing well. That's Twitch reminding me to mute my phone. So how's everybody doing today? I saw some good news out of Alexander's camp. Seems he'll be able to rejoin our PC crew. Hey, what's up, Ultralisks? You're sick. Sickness, bro. Have you tried not being sick? That's a good reason as any to watch. What's up, Soul Filter? So, what I've been working on lately has not actually been really related to the level design, but I've basically just been working on a bunch of tileset edits. And the main goal of the tileset edits are basically to surround everything with jungle. So we have jungle, blended, high dirt. I haven't done this ramp yet. I have to do that. I haven't done this ramp yet either. I've got to do that. And I have done this ramp. As you can see, there's like... this is actually... It needs to be cleaned up a little bit. But basically, I was trying to do some weird opacity trick. And of course, I forgot that the palette will destroy any attempt to do something like that. So I've got to clean that up. But eventually, we'll have ramps and such that are compatible with jungle. Obviously, I have to do the rocky ground. I just did the mud, which you can only really see a little bit here. But so far, so good, man. What's up, Veek? I sort of answered that question before you even asked it, but hopefully it was to your liking. I still have to do some cleanup in general for some of these tiles. For example, like as you can see over here, the needs to be cleaned up here and there, just bits and pieces of it, of the cliffs. And I especially need to do the cliff stacked temple stuff, but that's stuff that I can play around with later. I don't remember where I needed ruins blended temple ramp. I asked DF for it and he sent it to me, and now I'm looking around and I don't remember where the fuck I was gonna place it. But I do know. Oh, you know what? I think it's... No, that's not it. It's not in here. But I do have the temple version now, so... Oh. What the fuck? I guess I didn't finish editing this. Well, we can do that now. Why would that be happening? That looks like it's just this. No, maybe it's this one. I got no idea. I don't know what happened there. I know what happened there, though. I've replaced so many tiles that I just have to go through and fix them all in any maps that I use them in. But I'm not exactly new to that reality. I don't know why it's awkward to ask. You can send it my way, and when I have time, I will. I'm not going to be net A, so if you're looking to get work done, you're going to be waiting a while. Yeah, I replaced the cliff, like the high dirt stuff, the cliff stacking shit. I replaced that twice now, I think, so who knows what iteration this is on. I thought I had already corrected this stuff, though. Oh, here it is. We'll do the top layer first, since that's easy. Anything else missing? Yeah. Huh. See, I was pretty sure I had already fixed this stuff, so it's really weird to me that this came up again. But that's okay. We got time. I don't know where I put that one. Where you really have to start squinting. Or you get the I'm blind mode on. Still doesn't help me very much. I'm still blind. Did I catch Balethall's stream? I saw a little bit of his YouTube stream and a little bit of his Twitch stream. But I didn't stay for too long. Because I unfortunately didn't have too much time. I barely watch anything if it's not at double speed. And that has nothing to do with him. As much as it's just an issue that where I don't have that much time. I finally responded to his request for me to listen to his music, though. So we got that done. Where's the... No, maybe that is it. I think that's fine. It does the job. I don't know how I managed to fuck that one up quite so bad. Is this meme music? I don't think so. Oh, you mean his music? No, yeah, it's the Zerg track he's been working on for a while. And there's no way. I think some of these are just incorrect. Whatever, we can redo them.
I'm so happy. This good feeling.
Vocals. Skip. Oh, there's one. Oh, maybe it isn't. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. Maybe there's another one of these somewhere. Doesn't look like it though. Alright. Back in the game, dude. I have no idea what the fuck I was meant to do here. Excuse me. No, it's not a demand. It's I don't have a whole lot of free time, so you just have to be okay with waiting. Demanding would be like you expecting a time frame or something. As long as you know I'm just a busy guy, then it's fine. No problems. Let's try that. And then we can try this. Jesus Christ. It's okay, this is almost easy. Definitely an improvement over what the hell I was dealing with before. Do I even have one with the... I don't think so. Maybe. No. I was looking for one that has that stupid jungle face as the top. Here it is. And... oh, except that's supposed to be over there. I know what I'm doing, guys. Sort of. If the height issue wasn't as prevalent, this would be so much easier, but unfortunately we have to, we don't really have much of a choice when it comes to most of this stuff, just because the, we have to import multiple copies of this, any given tile so that we can have it for multiple height levels. And we're not exactly running on unlimited space when it comes to tile set counts, so... Alright, now I just gotta double check at this junk. Here we go. I knew there's gonna be one of them, at least. Nice. Alright, any other fucked up tiles we can immediately see besides the guys in the temple? Because that's what I'm gonna be going to next. Looks fine. Yeah. Fuck. Pretty much the worst position for this this stuff to be in, honestly, is where it winds up being in most of the time. How does that even happen? Alright. Like, I can't believe this pops up and covers the mini-map. Definitely shouldn't be doing that. This is gonna trigger me because it's not actually it's not even close. Oh, that's okay. I still haven't made a normal sized one, so, or a normal version. So we're just gonna have to sit there and wait a hot minute for that one. That should be easy enough to blend in, though. There you go. Wow, the absolute triggering. Like, it's only even with... it's just not gonna work. I'll have to rework that later. That's fine. So... yeah, I don't think there's actually an area in here per se that needs any more than what we already have. Oh, hello. What a peculiar area or issue. Like, why? Why those specifically? Caw. Must have just been something that I missed at some point. Okay. Alright, we're done here. See ya. Back to this map. Alright, so. I've been able to make some changes in general. Let's take a look. Okay, so now I'm kind of torn as to whether or not I want to do the jungle rocky ground, the ramps, or if I want to just make some more progress on the level design itself. It's definitely an issue. Once it's complete, though, I think the fact that this idea will be... I mean, it'll really sell the idea, I think, that there's actually a lot of... like, this is a real bona fide jungle, you know? I think that'll be cool. But at the same time, I think it's probably best if I just work on the level design right now. So we can actually say we did something productive today. Okay. Cool. How far do I gotta go to find my tile? There it is. Alright. Cool. I've got to make a bunch of blend pieces so that we can show it ending properly instead of having these terrain blocks, but that shouldn't be difficult. Okay. This out here. I really gotta make a version of this shit that works a little bit better. So you get rid of all these black boxes at some point. Motor show. Oh, here we are. So, in keeping with the idea of separating the map into a few different quadrants, I've decided to, once again, well, I guess that's what's informing a lot of the decision-making behind putting together the various biomes, where you basically have, like, if you took this map, right? Here, I'll do this. Do it this way. Easier to illustrate. So, we have this map, right? And, I have to scroll around to see it. Can't we zoom out anymore? I guess not. Well, we have this map, and my idea with it is to basically have, like, the jungle part of it be around here, and probably finish around here, So from this bottom red line down, the jungle is the dominant biome, and then it sort of fades out, and you'll see some of it up here, but as it fades closer to the Overmind, it's going to be more barren. And also more concentrated in, like, this area. I guess I should use a different color. So more concentrated in this area is Temple. And then that fades into, like, there still is going to be some Temple, but as it gets closer to the center is where you start to see more, like, desolate, ruined shit. So towards the bottom will be more pristine, more well-kept stuff. And as you go up north, above the blue line, you'll see that. So there's, like, 2 layers of contrast going on. And then beyond that, I had the idea to just in general have, like, a variety of other small set piece bits going on, like down here in the middle. We have, like, the bottom middle area has, like, sort of a Badland area in and of itself, but nothing compared to this whole area. Will be much more like that without too much vegetation. Whereas, like, the bottom middle area will still be, like, still have ferns and little plants and stuff, but the upper area will have much less of that by comparison. And so that's one of the reasons why, like, that's one of the things that informed the decision to make so many variants of tiles that are surrounded by jungle, so that we can have that biome still feel pertinent, despite the fact that normally you don't have the opportunity to have stuff like that. So that was one of the ideas that I had going into it. I'm gonna... Oh, wait. I'm gonna grab a headband real quick. Or not a headband, a fucking hair tie. It is a band, sort of. It is band. We're back. So one of the other things that I've been thinking about lately when it comes to this level design stuff is finding ways to add value to areas without relying on using expansions, per se. So without using resources, still finding a way to encourage, you know, gameplay in an area. And that's one of the reasons why I've gone through such, you know what? I just realized this is actually uneven. But that's one of the reasons why my, like, I've added a lot more ramps in my levels lately. Is because that seems to be an important step to increasing the number of options that players have to consider and players have to use. So it's like increasing the toolkit in general, which I like quite a bit. We got all sorts of background noise today. Somebody's weed whacking, if you know what I mean. Alright, let's see what we can do about Rainer's area here. Maybe that isn't legal, actually. Well, we'll figure it out. Oh, I see. I had a brain fart. So this is big enough that you could drop tanks on here if you wanted to defend this area as Rainer. But not too many. And otherwise it should make you feel a little bit more secure about being flanked from the south with this base. I want this base to feel easy enough to hold on to, just because even though there's a lot of minerals, there is no gas. So, like, it's pretty far from your main in terms of actual distance. If your forces are defending your main to the north or something and they have to rotate down here, your base is probably dead. But it should still feel within the realm of possibility. As far as whether or not it will be possible to defend. Let me just make sure our height level is right. Is that real? What's up, Waker? No, this is the same same camera as always. It's just my face that is in higher definition. I got a new renderer for my head. No, I don't know why. Maybe you got better internet today. Why the fuck was that? I would never have expected that. That's very strange. Alright, well that's fixed anyway. Oh, I didn't even consider the doodads up here, actually. That will definitely be an issue. Wow, I was sloppy as fuck with this. This is why you check. Make sure that this doesn't happen to you. This looks like I did it in the middle of a podcast. Odds are, anyway. Okay. Well, we gotta redo the doodads, which shouldn't take too long at all. But I'm wondering how that managed to happen. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess I should probably block that, huh? What's up, Nadas Galvanaskis? How are you, dude? Right now we're making progress on this map. Alright. Yeah, I see what happened here. Alright, so we'll fix that. I know there's a bunch of shit that I can replace later if I need to. Like this, for example. Oh no, I need those. Well, I don't know. Try that again. So what we need to do here and now is take... Well, we're gonna need to find it first. There it is. So, take this, and it crashed. Reopen that. That's why you save after every step of this program. It's very functional. Very above board. Very excellent. Surely third time's the charm. Wow. Twice in a row. Alright. All we have to do here is basically just make sure that we're getting everything to the right height level. And save. So, we will pray that we don't need that anymore. Nice. Oh, and you know what we need as well, actually. Oh, you know what? Without even... I'm not even going to try, because I can pretty much guarantee you I have no idea where that is. Okay, now I do. Alright. I'm going to take this. Don't crash. Fuck! What a mess. So excited. I guess while we're here we may as well turn on that. Okay. So let's figure out where I left my fucking graphics files, first of all. Pardonnez mon français. Oh, there it is. I should just grab a new set or make a new set or something. I keep fucking reusing something that's definitely busted. In terms of, like, some stuff is out of alignment for this stuff. Oh, wait. Do this way, I guess. I wish subtracting from selection after you've transformed didn't erase it. Erase the image data. God damn it. What a disaster. That was what we call a clipboard malfunction. I think my copy key is broken. Or copy key. Control C. Maybe it's my control key. But it's something, man, I'm telling you. Maybe it's because I was selling a crop tool. That would explain it. All right. Actually, I should probably reopen that. It's not the right width, I don't think. But we have a ramp that will work with our jungle-ified cliff. Otherwise, let's see. Can't believe it didn't crash. Should go grab the other one actually. Never gonna find it in here though. So don't crash. Fuck. I wasted my no crash. Can you believe our the state of our lives when we're running around like this, trying to find our ramps? Oh. What a disaster! It's gonna crash before I can even find it now. There it is. Just a feeling, but if I take a long time to find it, and I'm scrolling through a lot, it seems like it's more prone to crashing then. Alright, we found it quicker, let's see. Yeah. That's the thing though, is it could just be random chance for all I know. So we're doing this for... Lo and behold. Hey, get out of here. Oh, wow. That was a quick crash. I really wish Poiquart wasn't completely AWOL so that he could fix some of these problems. He's the chosen one. The only one who can help us. Alright, let's let it sit for a sec. Let it sit for a sec. Standard long ramp. Oh. I had an extended ramp, but I don't know where it is. It's just called extended ramp, I guess. I think it's sat there for long enough. Perfect. Okay. Mwah! Alright, we need something with 7 groups if we're gonna replace that. I actually know where there's a place for that, but I don't know where it is. I lost it. Here it is. Oh, Process Explorer. Right, well, let's actually make the graphic before we fuck around with that anyway. do a sloppy outline real quick, and then we can do the fine-tuning after. One of the things that I was trying to do earlier was trying to use the smudge tool, but that backfired. I very quickly realized that that would not cut it. But one thing I think will work fine for this is if I just basically use the clone tool to piece together a bunch of bits and pieces of the dirt back together and make it look like just like a dirty bit of jungle. Literally dirt-E, dirty. Dirt-Y, I should say. Wow, that was an embarrassment right there. Here. Finish the job. Well, this isn't really going to be the last pass that I do, but it'll work. First thing after this is to add shading, and then I can try to add that dirt. And if this is a good experiment, like if we get good results with this, this will be the same method that I wind up using for a couple other things. Like the cliffside stuff. Bikerman 420 is now online. Bikerman 420 is now under arrest. Oops. Can put a layer mask on a layer mask? I never knew. Okay, now let's see what we can do. So I'm basically using the same idea as what happens in the temple cliffs, where there's a little bit of a dirt border around those. So my idea is to try to imitate that for pretty much anything involving the temple stuff or the jungle stuff. Give it all a bit of a dirt border. And then from there we can go on and figure out, like, alright, does it need a little bit more variety than that? Does it need have a couple of bushes or vines or something like that? So we're going to be sitting here left clicking for a little bit. First, we'll do the initial border here, and then after that we're gonna try and mix it up a little bit. Have a couple of overgrown areas. I mean, it is going to be a ramp, so theoretically a lot of units should have already walked over it. Like, it's serving a purpose as a ramp. And so in that case, there should be, I'm not going to like bother detailing like footprints or something, but there should be some indication that, you know, any plants that were growing on this thing are stamped out, literally. Stomped out. So. Hurry it up! Hurry it up! Hello! Turbo clicks initiated.
Acknowledged.
There you go. I hurried it up for you. How you doing, dude? Doing pretty good. Besides my turbotism, things are going well. Yeah. I actually had that written down at some point. I have to add a bunch of mixed play stuff. I don't really know what... I don't think I have them collected, per se. But I know I'm supposed to be adding some stuff. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. I guess we're going to need to before we journey on into the Wanderers of Sorceria. Before we wander into Sorceria, we are going to need to configure mixed play as much as possible. How's the CS podcast thing going? Pretty well. We're, I think we've recorded 6 so far, so. Been 1 a week. I'm trying to bring Big Boy's Table back to 1 a week as well. We were a little late with this one. This past week's one, since we uploaded it today, or yesterday. But. Things are going pretty well. Hello, Bandgi. Is that how you say your name? I'm not making any... I didn't make any of these textures. This is all from Starcraft's default doodads that I just edited in Photoshop. Which reminds me, I should probably keep fucking around with this a little bit here and there. But I'm mostly just clone stamping existing stuff. It's not a very creative thing, per se. It's more so just a slow technical process. Which is why I have, you know, the stream going, so I can distract myself every now and again. And get punched. That's I still can't believe that sound effect was in an actual campaign, dude. Can you believe that? That was the third Vision of the Future campaign. And a character was like giving some insane Varanus speech. Where he was like, "How dare you deceive my people?" And then right at the end of his speech, that sound effect plays. And then immediately after, with no fucking delay or like reaction, the next character that he was just presumably the character that he punched, just starts talking, and he's not reflecting at all that he just got punched. So it's really insane. That really buckled me, man. I couldn't handle it. Oh, okay, yeah, you're the guy who gave me that Age of Empires 2 thing. The voucher. Are you? I thought you were called Bandage on that server. I could just be dyslexic, though. That's funny because you, like, somebody was just asking, Rimtech over in the Mixer chat was just asking about the Counter-Strike podcast thing, and then a guy I met through that is now in the Twitch chat talking about this. Funny how the simulation writes itself, man. I don't have Age of Empires 2, like the new version. The version that's coming out on the... I don't actually remember. I think it's November 14th. But Bandage, however he likes it to be called, gave me a voucher for that. I think I have Age of Empires 2 installed, because I had the discs a long time ago. But I haven't looked at my computer for that in a long time. It's not like it's an easy, or rather a difficult game to locate. So. Old version still has Mongols? Perfect. Also, welcome, Janchevik. How are you? I really only, I really only need the Mongol version if I really want to get crazy. So. Is it actually an easy campaign? Is that a lie? Is it actually the most challenging campaign in the entire game? It may be the most challenging campaign for me to get through because I'll be too busy saying Mongol over and over again. Yes! Check out my soundboard. Features mostly just me screaming. Doesn't have bear blowers. Few games or campaigns do have bear blowers. In fact, I can only name one. Though I wouldn't be surprised if Svetli ends up contacting me with a new campaign and it's all about bear blower, so... Did that. I still really can't believe that that even happened, honestly. Like, I can't believe that that's a real thing. That that's a real campaign. I kind of refuse to believe it, but then I have a YouTube channel with evidence of it existing, so... I think the most psychotic thing about that whole ordeal was the fact that his campaign actually wound up being more entertaining than Malfurion's Quest, which was a campaign that he blatantly plagiarized. So. Oh, it's like a micro campaign. That's actually pretty fitting. That is fitting for the Mongols. Because the developers were also acting as Mongols, I guess. Alright, just about done here with this first pass. Take a look at how it looks. Definitely looks messy. We can probably clean some of this up anyway. Just fill in some of the holes that we made earlier. Palette's going to get rid of some of these more elegant transparency effects, but that's okay. The depth will help keep it looking different. I guess he did blow his horn, didn't he? Warcraft 3 such a disaster. Just gonna add a little bit more definition here and there. Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why his well, pretty much the only reason why his campaign was more tolerable. Everything, well, the thing is, like, nothing that the guy doesn't know English, so it's not like he wrote that stuff to be funny. he accidentally made the funniest Warcraft 3 campaign I've ever played. So, still a cool dude, man. Cool 16-year-old. Or however old he is. He made a campaign about bear claw. What have you done with your life? Yeah, that's true. Oh, is that not, that's not a real bit of dirt. Alright. Do we even need the depth in that case? Probably if we lower the opacity a little bit. careful. It's dangerous, Photoshop. You can crash yourself like that. So many crashes. So little time. Well, let's see what it looks like in game anyway. Hey, get out of here.
Take this!
Oh boy, pizza.
We got pizza, guys. I could have a pizza right now. I could take that. Well, basically, I've added a whole bunch of tiles to the game that don't normally exist. Like, all of the stacked cliff stuff doesn't exist normally. Mud only exists in dirt. So I've added it in high dirt. I've added it in jungle. That's a more recent addition. I've made it so that you can combine cliffs with jungle instead of having them only be blending with dirt. I have to make a rocky ground variant for a jungle at some point, but that's pretty much the only thing we're lacking. And that ramp in particular is just so that I can blend it here. Because none of the cliffs normally blend with jungle, so I'm basically working on a cliff suite with doodads and all that. I haven't done the other doodads yet, but... oh no, I think I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. You can see right here. And then... But some of the more recent stuff in general, I just like the idea that you can have, you know, stacked cliffs. Now you can put temple on high dirt, mud, ruins. You can put ruins on dirt. Like, just basically restricting, removing some of the restrictions. Like, now you can put raised jungle and dirt, high dirt and high mud on, or you can put high dirt on raised jungle, basically, and, you know, stuff like that. Making it so that the tile sets can actually tell a more coherent visual story. This area is a little bit less developed, but as you can see, there's temple on mud and temple on ruins, stuff like that. I much more heavily tweaked the ramp for temple than I did the ramp for high dirt, because normally I don't have a before and after really, but normally the blend that goes into the wall is it basically goes into nothingness. It almost looks like a terrain block by comparison. And there was no shading, so I added some shading on the right side so that you would see, like, behind the railing, basically. And I corrected some shading errors in other areas of the ramp. But trying to fix shading in Starcraft is a lost cause because the buildings all have a different world light than the units, because there it's all baked shadows. And well, they're separate entries for the shadows than the units, but the issue is that they look like they were made in completely different ways. So the shading between units and buildings isn't consistent. And then the shading in the tile sets is just mirrored, whereas as you can see here, the shading is as if there was light hitting this left side for this ramp and this right side for this ramp. So it's just dumb. It's really, really dumb. As soon as you look at it for longer than a second, it falls apart, so... That's, that is the main issue. And then I made all these doodads a while ago. I'm working on updating them. Oh, did I pass by it already? Let's hope it doesn't crash on me again. Wow, I'm impressed. Yeah, that's gonna need some cleanup later, but we have something for a placeholder. I think I need another one over here. Okay. Let's do the other one real quick. It's over here somewhere. Hey, what's up, Baileyville? Yeah, that's not quite what I want out of that, but we'll see what we can do later. Hopefully without destroying my entire setup. Okay. Hello, my name is Lul. Well, you woke up at 3:33. See? I don't know if you can see. 3. So. That's 3 threes. It's almost midnight here. Well, yeah, you're like 6 hours ahead of me, I think. That sounds about right. That's fine. There's always something out of sync here. And it's usually my brain. What's up, DF? Where is the ramp? It's nowhere near here, is it? Oh, I just realized this is offset. Oh, wrong one. Oh, I forgot to add that in, didn't I? Shit. Oh well. Just have to do that. Should probably put on the view of the height levels pretty soon, so I don't get lost. Oh boy. Imagine going from that to this in 5 seconds. Way to suck out the impact of your track, dude. Oh. Actually, DF, I was just, for some psychotic reason, I've always been thinking of doing that, but for whatever reason, I envisioned you specifically asking me that question. So thanks for proving the simulation right. Yes, at some point I will be doing that, though. It actually won't be that difficult to employ. The biggest issue is going to be the cliffs, but I already have PSDs for most of that stuff, so that's not really that big of a deal. I guess the majority of the problem is I don't really have PSDs for it after I've already organized it, which is kind of annoying. But simulated as foretold by its prophecy. Exactly, dude. Yeah, the War of Art is really, really good, Veek. It's definitely what allows me to... Well, not it specifically, but it was one of the ways that I was able to get the... get it through my dumb, stupid skull that I should just be doing work instead of worrying about success or anything else that's in that vein. Okay. We're good there. I kind of want to place this in a very silly spot. There's one bit I missed. You gay? You gaying me right now? Yeah, that just means that the predominant height value is medium if it's blue. It doesn't mean that it's completely like that. But that is the appropriate tile, yes. But thank you for your good eye, man. Now, this is advanced TISM, but I think I can do it. Just give me a sec here. What was the one that I... Oh, no, I don't think I actually did that one. Alright, I might not be able to do this with my actual... No, I think I can. What am I talking about? Oh, I see what I did. No, that is actually a blend. Hold on. I can do that. How many tisms I suffer from? Is that like... I don't even know how to answer that question, man. I'll leave that to the professionals to figure out. Three, yeah. I should have known that one. Or did you probably just end it right there? Oh wait, maybe this one. Bing bing bong. Oops. Man, this is actual Cookie Monster. Who would have guessed? Actually, I don't even know what that is meant to be. I'm trying this. Yeah, I guess it is that. Okay. I'm having a good time here, man. Oh shit. Never mind. Take that back. Don't end me. I don't think that would be very nice. Alright, so clearly one of these tiles in here should definitely fit this bill. But maybe not. I may never have made that one. Now that's a switch as old as time. You know what I probably did with this? Is I probably just never bothered to take them out of wherever they were. I don't know why though. I probably didn't make like another version of them, is what I'm saying. Thankfully, I don't think they're actually pathable, so there's not really any danger of the player fucking up with that. But I should make a copy of those anyways, just so that I can have them all in one place. I have one more space down here anyway, so I should be able to put something together. Yeah, hide an ion cannon, an N cannon. Oh. There we go. Yeah, so that's pretty much the only one that I need to redo. You still can't believe the ion cannon was in the mineral line? It would not have been as funny if I hadn't looked literally everywhere else and then found that like accidentally and just gotten really angry. But I agree. I also can't believe that it was just in the fucking mineral line. I actually want to rework this anyways, not just because of that height issue. Or not to avoid the height issue. But because it looks pretty silly, I think, in its current form. I don't like when I only see like small strips of land in any given area. It makes me feel like I don't know, for some reason it like telegraphs the developer's intent too much and makes me feel like it's just there for the sake of being there, I guess. So let's do... No. We will never find out. And I say good. It's better that way. Yeah, you might be onto something there. There you go. Alright, so now you guys are... The more learned among you are probably wondering how I plan to... What? 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 What the fuck? Why is it not a town? Holy shit! Wowie! Yeah. I don't even remember what campaign it was. I think it was Vision of the Future or something. But maybe it was one of the Celestial campaigns. There was a campaign where we were fighting an enemy and ion cannons were annihilating us and we had to walk into the ion cannon that they were using to attack us was behind their minerals. I'm pretty sure it was one of the Vision of the Future campaigns. What's up, Insect Myriad? Welcome. Alright, well, I'm definitely not sure what happened there, but let's go find our crevices. Hey there. Oh, you know what? I have another version of these somewhere. Oh, wait, no, I need that version. That's my trick. Check out my trick, dude. Dude. You some kind of good dude or something? Man, this is gonna be so stealthy and epic. Alright, now do this. I'm wondering what I'm missing here. Oh. Well, that's fucked. Very strange. Well, there you go. That's how I'm doing it. This one? Oh. No. I'm afraid that had nothing to do with it. Yes, completely reasonable behavior over here, guys. That's okay. No big deal as long as the depot's still in the valid place, yeah. Alright, so now I gotta go find my dirt one. Or higher dirt one. Or I'll do this Photoshop style. There should be a history brush function for this, in my opinion. Alright. And with that, my deception is complete. Although I have to make some down here, but that's fine. You mean the one that's behind the minerals? At some point I'm going to make it so that the higher dirt is a different level or a different color. The main issue with that, though, is now that I think about it, all of the subsequent layers would also be different. So, like, you know, you go from where, like, you go here, right? And then you go, like, from here to here, and you're like, all right, well, the second SCV right here, this layer will be a different color, but then you go from here to here, and this layer will be the same color as, like, the same new color. I can't keep making new variants of it for like with completely different colors is the main issue. So that's going to be an unsolvable problem probably. Also, I took a look at the mega tiles lately, and as you can see, I'm actually about a fair bit past halfway to the mega tile limit. And as far as I know, I don't know if there's a... I don't know if there's a different version of... or like a way to delete mega tiles, or like an older version of PyTile that works on that or something, but if we run into that limit, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. I'm going to have to remake the entire tile set probably, which I still have to do anyways because I have to reorganize a bunch of shit, but that's going to be a really annoying thing to do. What I was thinking about doing is the further up a mountain you get, especially in an area where there's going to be lots of mountainous regions, the different kinds of doodads you would encounter, or like you'd encounter more of a certain kind of doodad, say maybe more trees the higher up you get because they're closer to the sun or something. I don't know what the justification would actually be in reality, but that's just an example of what you might find. Stuff like that will be context clues, but it's not an immediate read. It's more of like something that you can learn as time goes on. I think Veek's idea for alternating it has some merit, but the main issue with that is that at a glance you won't know what height level you're at, which is already a problem right now, but I wouldn't want that to further confuse people. The other issue is that there's actually only three height levels in the entire game. And so, for example, you're a Marine fighting from here and here. These two Marines, if they were to shoot each other, this Marine up here would have a height advantage. But if those same Marines were over here, you know, and they were shooting each other, there would be no height advantage. There would be no vision loss either. So that's like a kind of a really shitty issue that we can't really get around right now. And especially since height is something that I was reworking to become more important in Hydra. That's going to be a problem going forward. So even I've devised a couple of ideas that would counteract that issue and help fix it, but I would need access to SEM draft source to implement them, I think. Just on the basis of how how you would actually define them. My idea was to make it similar to Starcraft 2 actually, where you wouldn't even define height via the tile set. Instead, well, Starcraft 2 doesn't do this, but Starcraft 2 lets you paint like pathing manually, and in this case you'd be able to paint height manually. But I don't know how, like again, I would need access to the source, and SI is not interested in doing that, so. The thing is, like, he doesn't feel like implementing a lot of the features that I and many other developers would use, but he also doesn't feel like giving us the ability to implement those features ourselves. So it's pretty interesting working with him. Obviously, I'm grateful for his contribution, but it is really frustrating when I have somebody who's willing to do the work, Iquare, and, you know, he's just like, no. I'm not sure why, though. Like, maybe he's worried, he's self-conscious about his code. Maybe there's some legal issue that I don't know about, like, he can't release the source because that would release the source on something related to StarCraft's actual code. I don't know. But, it's pretty frustrating nonetheless. But if we had that, we would be able to like do a lot of changes. We would be able to make sure that we had unlimited locations and do a bunch of other things if we had access to the editor's source. New tile set logic, etc., etc. Stuff that would really make things a lot easier. No, because open source engines for RTS tend to be terrible. At least the games made in them tend to be terrible. And I have no coding expertise, so that wouldn't really help me anyway. If Iquare was going to move with me to help with that, maybe, but even then it's like I'd rather just make my own engine. I can't trust anybody else to be competent. Only people I know and myself. Yeah, we had the source code. Well, some guy had the source code, and he exchanged it for Overwatch. LOL. We just need somebody at Blizzard to become so disenfranchised that they don't give a fuck and they just leak the source code to all their games. The problem is they would get sued, but that's why they need to be like suicidal or something. If somebody out there in Blizzard can just take one for the team, please. And a 0 to us, yeah. I hope Overwatch was worth it for that game. That's all I can say. Did I already import the new doodads? I did, okay. I don't think I imported the new ramp, though. That was one of those things I was unable to do. Wow. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Hopefully it doesn't crash me now. Okay, so let's find DHD backwards ramp. Oh, wait, hold on. HD. You guys like this? Ha ha. I like that one a lot, actually. That's high asphalt to higher high asphalt or something, but that's a really good prefix. I really like that. Where is? Hello! No! Somebody wake me up from this fever dream. Could you imagine if that's why they were upset? I said the N-word in the code, guys. Like, what the fuck? On that intelligent individual. He's a very intelligent and disciplined president. That's for sure. Alright, get out of here, dude. Alright, we need cliff ramp up medium. There we go. And then just do this. Ta-da! Alright, minimize that shit. Oh. Bye. Oh wait, I also noticed something else that was fucked up here. It was with one of the new temple ramps? Or just the temple ramp, I think. Could be wrong. Yeah, I just forgot to fill those in, it looks like. Save. No. He didn't... He posted on the social media that he found it in a warehouse or something. He found it at a garage sale. So it's not like he was legally responsible for it being out there. Whoever left it out there and it got thrown into a yard sale or something, like that's on them, and that person's probably long since left the company. At that point, it's likely past the statute of limitations. We don't really know that for sure, but that's what I would assume anyway. Just imagine the guy who had it at the garage sale. He probably didn't know. He's probably like a boomer or something, you know? He's like, oh, what's this Starcraft thing? Get this out of here. Sell that on the black market. Okay, cool. Fix that problem right up. Yeah, I don't know, man. Probably just some guy had the master CD and he didn't know what to do with it. He forgot about it or something. I don't know. Could be anything. Alright. Let's double check the height here. Make sure we got everything. Nice. Yeah, it looks like we resolved all that. I've got to make a version of that at some point. That's not that big of a deal. Fix that issue. Walkability's good. Walkability. Oh, I forgot that one. It looks like. Well, I don't play Remastered. I don't even have that game installed. But I don't think too many people are making custom content for Remastered. You've got Necron. Technically, UED Commander is updating his shit, but it's not. He's not actively developing a new version of that or an expansion to it. He's designing all his stuff. Honestly, the most fucking ass backwards chain of events happened where UED Commander moved to remaster or moved away from remaster before Necron. Like, I never in a million years thought that was going to happen. I was almost like, if you had to put a gun to my head, I would have been shot because I would have expected that Necron would have come to his senses a lot sooner. Yet he decided to stay with that disaster of a platform. Whatever, man. Pretty funny to me. But yeah, I think it's basically just him. That Ilya Snopchenko guy is working on a campaign with custom AI and modding, but of course it's very limited. Just like Necron's campaign is very limited. So I see it as a the opposite of a selling point. Whenever a campaign comes out, and it has to be compatible with Remastered, just because the product that it's forcing you to play in order to experience it is by itself way worse than anything else. So I think that's the main issue. But I also think that must be true in a sense, because otherwise we would already have had like we would have seen more content come out of that, and we haven't seen any content come out of that. So what the fuck happened there? What is this? This is corner to cliff. Oh, I guess they're all like that, huh? That real quick. Oh. It's fine. Guard is, but base layout isn't. I don't know about iQuare, but whenever I'm making an AI script command, which is admittedly very infrequently, I don't even bother trying to make it compatible with remastered. Let me just search for 1.16.1 only. So lift land, unit name, replace unit, res area jump, ping, remove creep, max build, player jump, most of the functionality of kills, base layout, reveal area, and then a couple. I think count in idle orders is on oh no, it's tile flags and without tile flags. That's 161 only for idle orders flags. So not exactly most of them, but a fair number of the commands. Well, like, in what context do you mean? Like, to make it a functioning platform? You basically need to redo it. The biggest issue with that platform in general is the fact that it's way less performant than the original, and like that is by far and away the worst part about it. That it's that it results in worse performance, even if you're not using the advanced graphics. We try plugging this down here and see what happens. Why does it change numbers? What the fuck? Whatever. Oh, for the command to work with it? It needs to patch stuff. Like, theoretically, it might be possible now to adapt it. It needs to patch memory addresses that get changed on any large patch. So if there's no more large patches coming, then sure. But if you go through all the effort to patch it, which is not an easy task, and then a patch comes out, then you have to find the memory address where it moved to and then patch it. So that's definitely the biggest issue. Wait, is that real? I thought it was... Well, his most recent video, he just had the wrong microphone in it. You use Ollie debug. I don't know if it works with remastered, but it works with Brewdor. That's what I use if I need to find something. I'm not sure what iQuare would recommend in that context, but he also doesn't work with remastered, so... Yeah. Is there a particular reason why you did? Oh, I guess if you were editing maps, you were like sitting in there instead of the play custom menu for some reason. Makes sense. Well, I will leave you with this very vocal woman. I have to make a phone call. I'll be right back. Oh, shit. Cartoons were not a good idea? Yeah. The use of Chrome tabs in SCR. You know what's really funny is Necron was the one who told me about that. And yet he's still there shilling for that fucking sad excuse of a platform. Like I told you earlier, Vic, I can't promise you I'll be able to look at it anytime. So. I already answered that. Should probably tweak that. Should probably add some depth and definition to all of the custom ramps that I ended up making, just so that it better illustrates what actually is going on with some of this stuff. Yeah, okay. I was thinking of doing this earlier. That reminds me of when I was looking at Hive Workshop and the same exact thing happened. I don't know what they're using, but something changed with their website. It was not looking good. I'm not going to be on for too much longer. I got to go hang out with my brother pretty soon. So we're just going to finish detailing this area, I think. And we'll be good to go. Then I'll give a quick assessment on the rest of this map, what I've got here so far. I'm thinking about making a version of this that handles the oh, here we go. Where's that? I forgot that I didn't fix that. It's okay. Thinking of making a version of the jungle blended cliff that handles higher cliff level or higher height level. Let's do this way. I think if I end up doing that, then we'll be in pretty good shape for... So, like, for example, one of the things I was thinking about doing was over here, making this a grassy area. Because, like, the whole point of the bottom side of the area, the bottom half of the map, or bottom quadrant of the map, is so that to show that it's a temple area. There's, like, plenty of temples and stuff, but it's not just Protoss construction, it's also a step beyond that. It's meant to contrast against, like, the almost barren area up by the Overmind, where there's also some temple stuff, but it's fallen into disrepair, it's infested, that sort of thing. So that's one of those things that I definitely want to accomplish when it comes to this sort of thing. Broadly speaking. So I would like to make it so that... I don't know about the vast majority of the higher ground being jungle, like having overgrown with jungle stuff, but I think a fair amount can be. Like, one thing I didn't even think about is that I probably could have made most of this out of raised jungle, because it also has that cliff that I could have used. But even so, I think it'll end up working out fine. And I can also, in a funny-ass way, I can also take raised jungle and take this blend that I made out of high dirt, and instead of high dirt, have jungle there, so it blends with that, but that seems to me like it would be confusing to look at, since raised jungle is also surrounded by jungle. But we'll see what happens. I might make stacked raised jungle as well, just to maximize the silliness. Alright, so let's give that overview I was talking about. One of the things that I definitely noticed when I was messing around with this area is that now that I've added this to the top, it definitely feels like there's a bit more of a purpose to navigating around here. So earlier I was talking about the significance of adding a certain number of ramps, having a good amount of value to areas that don't even have resources. And like obviously in this area, there's real estate to build here and there. And I think what I'm going to do is around this base, you're not going to have too much room to build. Like there'll be some buildable areas over here and over here up by the ramps. But right below like the geyser and stuff, this probably won't be buildable. And then maybe this as well won't be. And for sure none of like the areas directly north of this base, the high ground will be. So you'll have a little bit of room for defenses over here, but you won't directly be able to build to cover this ramp. You might have some buildable areas over here to cover that ramp. So if you want to actually cover this choke, one of the things you can do as Rainer is like put some siege tanks over here, like maybe a bunker and a missile turret, and then a bunker and missile turret down here as well, and some depots or whatever. I'm trying to think like, what would the real world application of some of the terrain that I'm doing, like what would that end up being? And so as a result, I'm thinking these two ramps here offer you a high ground passageway, a little bit of height advantage as well, into Rainer's base if you're coming in there as an enemy. And as Rainer, you can also build up here and try and shut out, like funnel them through that area. And so I think it will work out pretty well. Enjoy that YouTube redirect link. Jesus Christ. There. I sent a better one. Anyways, that's it, I think. Okay. So, I think we're good. I think we're out. Pretty good progress. We've gotten a little bit more work done on Rainer's area. And let's see, this is cliff ramp stuff. All right. And that's it, I think. So, like I said, thanks for hanging. Oh, what are you whatting? I stream with FTL. Roz. Welcome. You're coming in as we're leaving. Delay should be 1 second. No problem. Mixers, sensors, biosco. Fuck. All right, Vika. I hope you enjoy the podcast. Bye, Osco.